Hey, friends and family, welcome to another episode of Josh's Corner, where I answer real estate questions for you. Today, I want to talk to you about buying and selling your home simultaneously. This is not the easiest process for many real estate agents to handle because there's so many different moving parts. In fact, a study shows that 50% of all home buyers are actually home sellers. They need to first sell their home before they can buy. If this is you, Treasure and I have helped hundreds of buyers and sellers accomplish this exact same thing. Because there's so many moving parts, you're going to need to make sure that the agent you hire is what I consider to be a chief surgeon in this industry. Think about this. When you go have surgery, you want to make sure that the doctor that's doing the surgery, performing that medical procedure on you, has had tons of successful experiences. It is the same thing when it comes to a real estate agent who you've hired to sell your home, and especially with helping you buy another home. It is absolutely required that you get a real estate agent who is the surgeon, who has had tons of successful practice with helping. All right, so there's 3 different tools that Treasure and I offer you that can make this process really easy, and then a bonus tool. First, I want to tell you about the bonus tool. We give you a completely white glove concierge service, which is an actual human, not a robot, who's dedicated to you. This white glove service is going to set up your movers. They're going to set up your utilities. They're going to do the address change for you, forward your mail. They're going to set you up on date nights. They're going to do so much for you. And it's the process of having someone organize all of this that takes all the stress away, or most of the stress away, from the actual move. It's just something we want to do for you, a gift that we provide because we want to take as much stress out as we can. So that's your bonus. All right, you're going to sell. And before you sell, we need to make sure that there are homes available out there that you like. I want you to be able to first go to, this is going to blow your mind, all right? And I'm going to share with you how simple it is. And 4 of the functions are my favorite functions on here. So the very first thing you're going to do if you're considering selling or buying is you're going to head on over to my website, searchformyhomenow.com. When you go to searchformyhomenow.com, you're going to download that app. Now it can be on Android, iOS, doesn't matter. Once you download it, you're going to see that there's 5 total functions on the bottom left-hand side of the screen. My first favorite one is the option that allows you to scan the area wherever you're standing. So let's say that you're visiting Aunt whoever in whatever state, okay, not just California, whatever state you're moving to, and you love the area, but you're not really sure what's available. All you need to do is open your app, scan, and when you do your scan, it's real time, like you're taking a photo or a video. You just move your phone around and it will pull up every home that is available, that is for sale. It'll show you the distance away from you. It'll give you the purchase price. It'll give you the address. Probably one of the greatest and coolest features I've ever used. In fact, when I host an open house and I have my potential buyers come through, if this isn't the home for them that I'm hosting for the open house, they simply download the app and quickly just scan around and they'll see at their fingertips, at the palm of their hand, everything that's available. All right, let's say you're at Uncle so-and-so's house in a different state or just down the block from you, and you're not really familiar with the area, but you don't want to buy a home in an area specifically because your fear is the commute is going to be way too long. All you have to do is click on the commute times feature. You'll add this property, whichever one you're looking at, just add the property and then put in your home address and it will, or your work address, and it'll take you all the way through what the commute times are. And it'll give you peak commute times. It'll give you non-peak commute times. Absolutely incredible. So if you're really conscious about how far the commute is going to be before I really make a decision to purchase this home, this is the one that you're going to want to play around with. It's pretty damn cool. All right. Another function to the app that I really love for my buyers, also sellers, is wherever you're at. Let's say you're at Aunt So-and-so's house again, and you really like the area, but you just don't see any homes for sale. You can use that draw tool that you have around a block, around a whole community, or even the whole city. You can just draw wherever you want, wherever you like, and it will show you any home that is available for sale in that circle, or if you're like me, chaotic circle that you've just drawn. And then, of course, another function that I absolutely love is that when you open your app, if you're driving, no matter where you're driving to, no matter what state you're driving in, just hold your app open and it will follow you. So it'll show you in the car moving along. And as you're moving along, state to state, city to city, it's going to pull up every single home that is for sale. So if you really are interested in buying a home within the state you're looking, or even out of state, don't do it without this tool. This tool will make your home buying process really seamless. All right, now for my sellers, I didn't forget about you. All of my sellers, the best place to start, first and foremost, is to find out what your home value is worth. Really, what is a buyer willing to pay for your home right now? So I want you to go to seriousequity.com. When you go to seriousequity.com, this is going to give you your home value. It's going to give you your equity, your refi options in literally 10 seconds. So it's not waiting for someone to reply or waiting for someone to get around to your report. It's done immediately. All you'll need to do is type in your address, and then that'll get you started. You're going to receive every single important information that you can possibly have that pertains to you selling your home. Before you can get that report, before I even show you that report right now, all you need to do is answer 7 simple questions. Once you answer those 7 simple questions, it's going to send you your detailed home equity statement. You're going to have 24/7 access to your home equity statement. And because it's tied to the title company, it's automatically going to know how much money you owe on your property. And you can get into this as often as you want. Of course, you're going to get the report emailed to you or even text message to you if you sign up for that every 30 days. Well, let's say you plan on making a move prior to 30 days and you want to know if the value of your home has shifted, because we know this market is shifting before those 30 days. Just log back into your account, take a look at what's happening with the market, because it is constantly updated. And the best part is because it's our gift to you, there's no obligation now or later, ever. It's 100% free to you. All right, so here's the coolest part. After you've entered your information, you're now going to receive your report. Your report is super, super interactive. What I mean by that, it allows you to do a lot of cool things on the reports. I want to go over a couple of those things right now on the report. So once you've logged in and you've gotten your home equity statement, it's going to show you how much money you have gained since you purchased the home. It's then going to show you what your estimated home value is and how much of a percent increase that is since you've purchased. Here's the thing, and I want to be very clear about this, as I've talked about in previous videos. This tool to get your home value is never 100% accurate. It's as close to the market as you can possibly get without spending money to hire an appraiser. But the reason why this tool is so important is because it allows you 24/7 to track your home value. So as the market is good and values are going up, you can see that. It'll help you know if you should make a move now or if you should make a move later. Of course, selling a home is always best when it meets your family's needs, but this is the absolute most responsible and smartest way for you as a homeowner to really, truly track your greatest investment. All right, as you move down your report, you're gonna see that your option isn't just in here to sell your home, but if you did wanna sell your home, it'll show how much cash you can put back in your pocket. If you wanted to do a cash out refi, it'll show you exactly how much cash is left over from the refinance where you can have access to and use that to do whatever you need to survive, buy another home, pay off your debt, put kids through college, go on vacation. You can do anything you want with that equity when you're doing a cash out refi. Or you can even have the option to click on the button that says pull out the equity, and it'll show you exactly how much equity you have to pull out to do the same things. I would say pulling an equity line of credit out is much better right now than it is to refinance your mortgage, only because you probably bought your home when a mortgage rate was below, let's say 4%. And right now rates are a little high. And so if you're trying to refinance and take cash out, you're really going to tap that equity out, and you're going to do it at a lot higher interest rate, which means you're going to pay a ton more interest on your home over the life of the loan. All right. Moving down your report, you'll also have the option, and this is super critical. Not many of us really think about this as homeowners. When we bought our home, maybe you put down less than 20%. And if you put down less than 20% when you purchased the home, that means you probably have that private mortgage insurance. The greatest thing that COVID did for the real estate market, okay, and I hate to even say that, but the greatest thing it did for the real estate market was it allowed our home values to peak at insane levels. Because of that, it means that you no longer need to have that extra PMI payment every single month. So this portion here is going to tell you, based on your home value, based on how much equity you have, based on the down payment that you started when you purchased the home, that you can actually get rid of your PMI. This is fantastic. So plug in your numbers and play around with that aspect, because you might find that just by having this report, you're able to save $300, $400, $500 a month just with a quick phone call to your bank. You're welcome. All right, moving down the report a little bit more, it'll show you how much money that you've paid toward your mortgage so far. That's pretty impressive. But if you keep the home in its current status, based on your interest rate, the value, it'll show you how much money having this house is going to cost you over the next 25, 30 years, however long the life of your loan is. Why that is an important factor for all of us is because if this is not the home of your dreams and you've maybe outgrown your home, then I wouldn't suggest staying and spending $1 million when you have a mortgage total balance owed of $500,000. Maybe it's time to cash out while you still can sell high, and then buy another home right now at a very good discounted rate, usually up to $100,000 less than what's listed, and then pay that mortgage. And the best part is you can get an insane interest rate, which we'll talk about in just a moment. All right, moving down the report a little bit more, you'll be able to see how much money you can save every single month if you just applied a little bit more toward the principal. So if you've got an extra $100, $150, $250 that you can do something with every month, instead of saving that, right, putting it into a bank account, or instead of buying coffee every single day, instead of taking on more debt by way of a car loan if you don't have to have one, apply that toward the principal on your mortgage. And this tool here will show you exactly how fast you'll be able to pay your home off. You might be able to shave off 1, 2, 5, 10 years, 15 years, depending on how much more you apply to your principal. Absolutely incredible tool, very interactive for you to utilize. And then of course, if you do refinance, it'll show you how much money that you can save based on doing a 15-year refinance or maybe even a 30-year refinance. Absolutely fantastic option for you. One of my favorite ones that I absolutely fell in love with about this, and I'll tell you a quick story, and it will be quick. Treasure and I were looking to purchase a second home. And in order to buy the second home, we were thinking Airbnb might be a cool thing because we won't always be able to get out to our cabin. And so when I went on my personal report here, I plugged in the address and it gave me an option, which is what you're going to see on your report for the house that you're buying or for your home right now. If you wanted to rent it out, what's the rental value? The rental value on your report might blow you away, but the best part is it's going to give you a range. It'll give you a low range, then it's going to give you a high range, and then right in the middle, it's going to give you the realistic range that you could rent your home for. Back to my story, what made this so incredible was it allowed Treasure and I to click the Airbnb daily rental option, and it showed us at only a 50% occupancy rate, which means I can rent the home out, the second home, for just 50% of the time or half of the year, and then I would be able to live in it the other half. If I was to rent it out for half of the year, I could rent my Airbnb for $767 average, which means that I'm going to buy this home, live in it half of the time, take my friends, take my family, and still pocket over $230,000 in my bank each year. So you know what we did? We bought the home. You know what happened? We rented it out, and it is booked every single weekend. We're getting bookings all the way into April, May. It's unbelievable. So I highly, highly recommend, if you're looking to buy, maybe even buy as an investment or a second home, this tool is 100% what you need to have. I can help you with this. It's truly gonna blow your mind. All right, moving a little bit further down your home equity statement, it's going to show you how much you can afford if you wanted to buy another home. Maybe you want to trade in and move up, or you want to buy an investment property, or you just need to purchase that second house. Maybe you're going to put it on Airbnb. It'll allow you to see how much you can afford based on a few very simple questions. All right, now what I want you to do is I want you to think, okay, I've got an amazing tool, right, to buy a home, and it totally replaces the Zillow needs to go to that site and type it in from your phone or your laptop while you're driving. Use this app. It'll save a lot of headache for you. Then you can see the power of the interactive tool as your home equity statement that we're giving you for free with 24/7 access. And now I want you to go and look at what mortgage rates are. It'll blow your mind. Okay, so I want you to head over to insanemortgagerates.com. When you go to insanemortgagerates.com, it'll allow you the option to see how much of a loan you qualify for. You can do it as a conventional, an FHA, a USDA, a VA, a jumbo, doesn't matter. All the options are already put in there for you. All you simply need to do is click the one you want and then answer a few questions. You're well on your way. And the best part is this is a soft pool, so it's not going to affect or impact negatively your credit report. All right. Then what you'll have the option to do is pick an industry that you work in. So maybe you're a police officer, a teacher, a firefighter, you're an engineer, you're a veteran, you work in the healthcare, doesn't matter what it is. Choose one of those options because each industry tends to get very special perks. Run with it. And then of course, the process is beyond simple. You're literally just going to click on the get started option if you're buying a first home. If you're buying a second home, you're going to click on get started, and you're well on your way to getting some of the most insane mortgage rates. Yes, it is possible to get mortgage rates in the 3s right now. All right. My only goal is to help make your process, whether it's buying or selling, a very simple one. And I want to make sure that I am always providing you the necessary tools to take you to a level of 100% satisfaction. I know I can get the job done for you. I would love to talk to you more about it. If you're interested in asking any questions, or you want to run your very specific situation or your scenario, please reach out. You can send me a text message to 209-688-5251, or you can shoot me an email to josh@rogzoom.com. I'm always available. I'm literally a phone or text call away, and many of you, I'm just down the street. Until next time, I'll see you soon.